Hey, we're going to touch on AMD. It's been about a month since we last checked on them. Uh, on the 17th of March was the last time. So, uh, when we checked on them uh, last, it was trading at 97. We had a buy point of 84 and a resistance point of $100. So, if we look at the price right now, it's at 89. So, it's actually gone down roughly in the past month. And if we look at the 1 month chart in the middle here, yeah, it's gone down. It's had some bumps up, but has been trending downward. We will first, let's just go over some of the news topics. Then we'll go into the technical analysis. And of course, if you have any questions or want to share an opinion that's different than mine, or if you think I missed something while covering this, by all means, leave it in the comments. I would love to read that or possibly help out. So, yeah, it's been trending down for the past month. So let's just kind of dig into it. What's been going on here? So recently, Samsung, one of the biggest phone creators outside of Apple, uh, them and AMD extend a strategic IP licensing agreement to bring AMD Radeon graphics to future mobile platforms. So I don't know if it says how many years that this is, but another article here, it says AMD inks a multi-year agreement with Samsung for these Radeon chips. I don't. It doesn't mention the actual Radeon chip unless they're referring to this Equinox. I think I'm saying that correctly, or Xenix. Um, I think it's Exynox, but I don't think that's the Radeon chip that they created. But going back to the years aspect, I'm not seeing where they mention like how far out. It looks like this a deal was created back in like 2019 type era, but it doesn't say how long this deal is going to go on for. The fact that it says multi-year, I'm going to assume it goes through at least 2024. The longer the better, because again, a big deal between a strong company like Samsung, that's just great news for AMD. Um, yeah, so if we can find out how long that deal goes on for, it's not going to really impact much of the way I think of them. But the longer that deal is, the more highly I will think about it. Uh, this goes on to AMD launches the first 5 nanometer ASIC based media accelerator card, so a new product. This isn't the Radeon chip, I believe, but it's just another product, AMD Alveo. This at 5 nanometers, I know that's very small. Uh, I think there is 4 nanometers available. Maybe NVIDIA makes that. But that's in the works if that's not the case. 4 nanometers and then threes. I think two's actually on the way pretty soon too. Um, but yeah, we'll keep track on that. So anyway, the AMD has this 5 nanometer chip. That's great. Top of the line there. Um, this goes into so AMD unveils the most powerful AMD Radeon Pro graphics card. This is what I believe they're going to put into that Samsung phone and possibly other devices. So it's just to continue the headline, offering unique features and leadership performance to tackle heavy to extreme professional workloads. So that's great. And so here's the chip. I'm sure that's, I don't know, at 20 times larger than it really is. Um, but yeah, this Radeon Pro W7000. That's the new latest and greatest. Uh, I hope it's as good as advertised, and I'm sure they'll improve it along the way too. But so far, so good. Positive news. We're already like halfway through these articles. They did have a change in leadership. This Jack Hun is now the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Computing and Graphics. He's been with the company for 24 years. He's now going to be reporting directly to Lisa Su. Uh, it seems like he's the right guy for the job. Been there 24 years. Must have made a lot of good friendships there. And he's replacing this Rick Bergman, um, who retired. So good luck to him. I think he'll do a good job. Again, nothing bad or good there. I think it's just business as normal. And then AMD joins AWS ISV Accelerate program. So they're linking up with Amazon now. I mean, I don't see why it would be trending downwards, but okay. Everything I'm seeing looks good. Again, I didn't comb through all the articles uh, super thoroughly, but I found the headlines that seemed to really pop. I didn't see any bad ones. These are just the ones that I noticed, really. So, again, if I'm missing something that you saw, especially over the past month, uh, by all means, leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to read that. And then, probably most importantly, here is their first quarter results for 2023. Those are coming soon, so we will mark that. It looks like May 2nd is the date, so we will mark financial statements on May 2nd. We'll just keep it simple. So, yeah, let's just go into the technicals. It looks like they've been on an uptrend. That 1 month chart, of course, that we saw where there was that downtrend, that is right here where we can see. I can draw a little box around it for us. But right here, that's that 1 month downtrend that we saw on Yahoo. Let me just get that out of there. So if we zoom in, last time is at 97, so it's right around this bar, I would imagine. You can't even see it, but it's there. There's this gap here, and it's fallen all the way down to 89, and we had a buy point of 84. 84 is the blue line. That's what I thought would be like a fair value for this stock, at least in like since we kind of started tracking this back in like February-ish. I thought that was a reasonable price for this one, and that just is mainly based off it seemed to have some support there, and I thought that would kind of hold up again, maybe as resistance, maybe as support. We saw some resistance there for a little bit, then ultimately we went through the roof when some announcer basically said, hey, that's over inventory supply, that's going to be gone in 1 to 2 quarters. Everyone just loved that. So it really popped off, and now we're starting to see it pull back to reality, which I'm a fan of. PE ratio is still over 100. This company I know used to be at like 40 to 60, so it's still crazy in value. But at least in the short term, I'm probably going to add to this one only because I haven't bought an AMD in a while, and I want to kind of build on it because previously when I was following this one, I was buying it like in the $100 range, 1 to 110. I thought that was a good price, and then all of a sudden everything went crazy downhill for a while, and it just kind of lost touch. But now that things are picking up again, we're back in the hunt, we're back in the mix, and so now that it's pulling back, I do want to add to this one. I guess to speak more towards the technical aspects of why I'm going to add to it. Number one, it's trending downwards. A lot of other stocks I've marked as buy the dip type stocks. This falls into that same category. I feel strongly about their future over the next, say, 5-10 years. So dips like this, we'll just add them for now. We definitely should have bought this massive dip. Didn't buy it as well as I probably should have, but oh well. We'll just move on and we'll just buy the current dips. The second and third reason back to back is I don't know if we're necessarily going to reach this green line buy point of like 73, but 84 is definitely within the realm of possibilities, and we're right there within $5. I don't know if I can necessarily time it properly, so the fact that we're so close, I'm willing to kind of overspend a little bit, because ultimately I don't know if it's going to reach back down to that point, at least not anytime soon, and so this is kind of close enough. And then that third point is we have this upper trend line channel in purple here. We're nearing the bottom of that channel. Ultimately, if we were to see like a big drop and it did fall to like 85, that would be the very bottom of that channel. And of course it can drop lower, but basically the point I'm saying is it's very close to the bottom of the channel. It's close to that fair value point, which currently is marked as a buy point on my tracker. So that would be the ultimate. We're very close to all those. Um, if if we had more time, we'd be more willing to wait and kind of catch it. But for me, I just feel like it's close enough. I'm willing to pull that trigger. We'll see what happens with the financial results coming out. I do imagine they're going to be a miss. We will find out. So just guessing though, I think they're going to be a miss. It's just, are they going to miss by more than people kind of are willing to accept? That's kind of the big question because I don't expect the revenues to be all that great, but we'll find out. Still kind of getting back into the swing of things with this one. But that's pretty much it. So let me just update the tracker here. And interesting enough, it did kind of stall very near to 100. Because again, we actually looked at it right in this green point, because this was the March 17th bar. So we caught it right around here at like 97, and it just stalled out there. Couldn't get past 100. So we might run into that again. I think the second time we run into it, we're just going to go through that one. But again, we'll keep tracking it. So just a quick summary here. We have AMD right at the top. Currently it's at 89. I have that buy point of 84. To me personally, I think it's close enough. I'm willing to spend for it. I think we may run into a little bit of resistance again at 100. I think more likely we will go through it this next time. Then of course the date and the financial statements are scheduled to come out on May 2nd. So we'll most likely circle back on this one in about 2 weeks. But yeah, again, if you have any questions or think I missed something, want to share that, feel free, be happy to read it. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.